Hey everybody, thanks for tuning back into Otram's YouTube channel. Today we've got a 2007 Toyota FJ Cruiser that we're going to do rear pads and rotors on because this thing is almost down to metal on metal. Let me move around back and we'll get started. So the first thing we're going to do around back is loosen up our two caliper bolts. And we're going to loosen both of them first, because if we loosen one and then pull it out, there's a chance that the caliper is going to spin instead of the bolt coming loose. And then we're going to take our caliper pins out and set those off to the side because I'm going to clean them up. And then I can wiggle the caliper off of there, stick a caliper hanger through it and hang it up because you don't want the weight of the caliper hanging on the hose. And we can come back up under here. And take the caliper stand bolts off. And they've got a washer with them, so don't drop the washer. And we can take the caliper stand off and it'll come with our brake pads. And then we need to look and see where the squealer is. And it is the outboard upper one on here. So we just need to take note of that. And you can see these pads are worn down next to nothing. And then we've got shims that sit down here. Let's see if I can spin this so the light's better. And we're just going to pry all of the shims out of the out of the caliper hanger. And I'm going to replace these because they are very corroded. And it's you know, it's a good idea to replace these when you're doing pads and rotors anyway, because these are what the pads slide against. And if those get corroded, they can jam up the pads and then you get uneven pad wear. And then these grooves where those pads ride get really corroded. I'm going to take this over to the media blaster and I'm going to blast all these out. You could also use just a cheap Harbor Freight wire brush, and you can get in there and clean those out. I've got a media blaster, so I'm going to do them that way. So I'm going to blast all this and clean it up, and then we'll come back to working on the rotor. While I've got the caliper brackets in the parts washer, we can go ahead and take the rotor off. And the first thing you want to do is make sure that it spins freely and that your parking brake isn't on and that your parking brake isn't dragging, because like this one, it's rusted on there, so we're going to need to force it off. What we don't want to do is when we're forcing this off, pull the parking brake shoes out with it. So I'm going to take two 8mm bolts and I'm going to thread them into these removal holes. And you'll see them start moving the rotor. And as you're doing this, you just want to make sure that, like, see there, I'm dragging up on the rotor, so I'm going to back off a little bit. You just don't want to grab those shoes when you're removing this, because if you grab them and pull them, it's going to pull all the parking brake shoe hardware out. So the goal is to work it loose of the rust. Without pulling it off of the parking brake. And we could go in and back the parking brake off, but then we have to go through and readjust it again. Usually, if you just work it back and forth like that, you can get it off because the parking brake will hang on this ridge in here. And while you're in here, you just, want to give your parking brake shoes a good look over, make sure everything's happy, make sure there's no loose hardware hanging out in there. And then we'll give that a nice cleaning. And this axle flange doesn't look bad. If it had heavy corrosion on it, we'd go through and clean it with a wire brush. But this one doesn't look bad. But you want to make sure that you don't have any high spots, because if you have high spots and you put the rotor on, it's going to make the rotor run untrue and it'll feel like warped rotors. So we'll make sure we've got nothing hanging out on there. And now we've got our new rotor, and I've already cleaned the backside and the parking brake drum on this. So we're ready to go on. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to look and see where that forcing screw hole is, and I'm going to line it up to the mark where the old one was. That way, if there's a high spot on the axle end, it'll line up in that hole and it won't bother anything. And then we want to make sure everything spins freely and that we're not dragging on our parking brake. And I'll just stick a lug nut on there to hold that until we're ready to put all the calipers back together. And we need to retract the caliper. And I've already checked up top to make sure that there is room in the master cylinder. We're just going to use caliper retractor to push that back into the bore. We're just going to go slowly and gently. Make sure our boot doesn't get caught on anything. We'll just let that go all the way back. And then the boot is all even and not sticking out wonky. And you want to make sure that there's room in the master, because if you don't and you push this back, you're going to overflow the master and make a mess of everything. I've done that way too many times. So I've got my caliper brackets and I've sandblasted out everywhere that the shims touch. And I've also put these in the parts washer to, get the big grime off of them. And then I'm going to put a little brake clean in the caliper pin bores. And I'm going to take just a nylon wire brush and I'm going to scrub those to get any old grease loosened up. And you can use just a regular bristle brush. You don't need a drill powered one. And then I'm just going to take some more brake clean and rinse those out. And then I'm going to take some disc brake caliper grease, and I'm going to wipe my brush mostly clean, and then everywhere that I media blasted, I'm just going to put a really light coating of grease to keep corrosion from building up under the shims. And you want it to be a really light coat, like just enough to seal everything. Because if you put too much on there, when you put the shims in and you put the pads in, it will squish out and onto your rotor. And you don't want grease on your rotor. So just real light coating. And then I'll just take a paper towel and wipe the groove where the rotor's going to ride, just to make sure I don't have any in there. And with that done, we can take our new stainless shims and start working them on here, and you just have to figure out which way they go. And they go with the curly tab facing toward the rotor, and then the little ramp goes to the outside to make it easier to put the pad in. And they're all different. So you end up just working your way around, figuring out which one goes where. Come on. There we go. So I've got all 4 of those on there. And I've put a dab of red Loctite on my caliper stand bolts. So I can come back under here and start those. And you want to be sure not to cross thread these. They're pretty fine thread and pretty easy to cross thread. So you just, want to avoid that. Like this one is fighting to start. There we go. And we're going to torque these to 74 foot-pounds. And I like to hit them twice just to make sure. With that all done, we can take a new pad and we can stick one of the anti-squeal shims on the back of it. And then it was our outboard upper tab that had the squealer on it, so we're going to put that on there. Come on. There we go. And you want to make sure that everything goes in there nice and easily and can move freely. And then we're going to take our inboard pad. I realized I didn't turn my light back on when I was doing the caliper bolt. Sorry about that. We're going to take our inboard pad and do the same thing. There we go. And with our pads on here, now we can take our caliper and drop it back on. And you just want to wiggle the pin boots in so they're not all funky. And then the pins themselves, we're going to clean those off real nice. And if yours are rusty, crusty, or have burrs in them, you're going to want to replace those with new hardware. And then we're just going to put, not that much, a nice coat of caliper grease on them. And then we will wiggle them through the back here. And you just want to make sure that they go through those accordion seals evenly and don't, you can get them all crooked and end up tearing the boots if you're not careful. And then I'm just gonna make sure everything spins freely. Take my lug nut off because I don't need that anymore. I'm gonna put my wheel back on, torque the lug nuts. It is very important that you torque the lug nuts, don't just buzz them down, because if you tighten these down unevenly, you can warp your rotor. So I'm gonna torque the lug nuts, take this down, take it for a test drive to bed my new brakes in, and we'll be all set. Hope you found that useful. If you did, please like and subscribe. And if you'd like to help the channel out, check out our member page. Videos get uploaded there first before they get filtered out to the regular channel. Anyway, thanks again for tuning in, and I will catch you on the next one.